What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. They're back. They're back, y'all. It's Love and Marriage Huntsville. I know a lot of y'all have left them behind. Don't want to have nothing to do with this. Your girl Melody is not there. And so, are y'all still watching? I bet you are. Love and Marriage Huntsville is season 10, episode 1. No Melody, out one Melody, in one Wanda. That's how we're going to do it. Are the millimeters gonna be okay without their girl? I mean, I like Mel. I'm not a millimeter, so for me, it's neither here nor there. We back at the same show. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm not sure what's going on here with. Here we go. I'll leave it to you, girl. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. We got a new season, so what we gonna do? We're going to flash back a little bit because, we got to remind the people what was happening when they, were here. We're going to flash back a little bit. Ciao. What was happening when we left these people? There was some discourse between the Scotts and Martell Holt. And so they brought Miss Nell and Chris Fletcher over here to bring us back, remind us where we were when we left off. I mean, the fight between the Martell and the Scotts went on online, like this show usually does. We're going to come over here and discuss social media. So, if you're new to this show, I don't know that there's any point. Go all the way back. Go all the way back to the beginning, else you'll be completely lost. But for those of us that are familiar with this show, what we know is that we won't understand anything that's going on during the course of this season unless we know what had happened on social media and, currently probably happening on social media. Let's start here. Marcel and Tisha, they're the new power couple. I'm feeling like Marcel and Tisha are supposed to be the new power couple for this season. So we're going to start, with a little moment. Tisha and the kids in the kitchen. They're, talking to their son and, having a mother moment with her kids. Ciao. Sorry about that. Somebody knocking on my door. Had to shut it down. Anyway, who is it? Marcel and Tisha. Marcel and Tisha are having this wonderful family moment. And Marcel wants you all to know that they have been happily married. It's 19 years, almost 20 years, a whole decade. Maybe 2 decades. I don't know. He was very loud and very proud to say that he's been married for a decade. 20 years and a decade don't match up. Those are different. But, it's fine. It's been a long time. And, a lot of these couples like to stand on how many years they've been together and not really talk about how shitty, most of the years were. Was it a great 20 years? Because we've been here for what feels like damn near 10 of them. And it's suspect. But, that's what marriages do. Marriages be suspect. And then, they show all the people how wonderful everything is outside on the street. Anyway, I digress. While the Scotts are enjoying their family moment, here comes a little white SUV with some background music that sounds like, I don't know, Mission Impossible. Dun, 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 dun. And then we see, ta-da, Wanda. Wanda pops out of her SUV. They kind of keep her a little covered up as if we're not supposed to know who it is. But, like I said, Melody's out, Wanda's in. When Melody was here, her and Wanda might have had a little bit of fisticuffs down to the Mazzani reopening. So, Melody had her booted off. Feels like everyone that Melody didn't want on the show will be showing up this season. We got Ariane, all right, Coleslaw. We know her name. Coleslaw's picture, her name is being said. So, we can tell a definite shift in the way things are going. But Wanda came in here straight back on the bullshit. It feels like she ain't never been gone. Well, she probably hasn't. The cameras ain't been there, but Wanda been here for sure. So she right back Child, when Wanda walked in that house, the look on them kids' face was priceless. Them kids was looking like, oh Lord, here she come. It was like three kids with Marcel's face looking at her like they were not sure how to feel about her even being there. I feel like Tisha and Marcel's kids should be comfortable with filming at this point because they've been doing it since they were very little. But yeah, I don't know if it was the cameras that was making them uncomfortable or Miss Wanda. They knew what she came to do. She came straight to the business. She sat down on the couch, told Marcel he could get over, move, stay, whatever he wants to do. But she was going to sit where she was going to sit. She went in straight asking him about the things that took place on YouTube. So if you didn't know, when the show was over after the reunion and there was a big fallout with Marcel and Martell and Tisha got caught up in the, crossfire of all the things. And then Martell and Ariane decided to do a YouTube where they bought some chick over there. And, she was talking about how she used to bend over chairs down to Credit One office for Marceau and for, what's his name? Maurice. And one of them, Marceau, I think somebody was like, I don't know, breaking her off a little shopping down to Marshall's and TJ Maxx and things. I don't know what was going on over there, but that lady was saying that these guys was her boyfriend and that she's been with both of them. It was a hot mess. I almost forgot about it, to be honest, because Martell, let's be clear, it's episode 1. And if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to mix up all these M's because everybody's name over here starts with the M. Martell, Marceau, Maurice, Marquez, Marquez. So, it is what it is. But right now we're talking about Marceau and whether he had or had not been over there to the Credit One having these ladies sign NDAs and things. And, Wanda wants to get down to the bottom of it. That's what she does. Tisha lets her come over there and, needle her husband a little bit, and then she steps in. Tisha said, listen, we're not going to do that. That's not what we're doing. Marcel does what he always does. He answers a question with a question. So I don't know what Wanda thought was going to happen over here, but Marcel has not changed, not a single bit. What he does is when he has a question or when somebody questions him, he answers you right back with another question. And you'll be, pulling your own hair out trying to have a conversation with this man that thinks 20 years is a decade. So, you can marinate on that for a minute. Tisha says she's not having any of that. She said her and Marcel have been together all this time. They understand each other and they know that they have each other's back. She knows that Marcel has her back and he has proven to be her protector. Who got y'all saying protector? But Beyonce, I'm just saying, all of a sudden we're out here with protectors. I don't know what he's protecting, but it ain't her. Because it seems like most of this time that we've been watching, the protection needs to be for him, not from him. He's somebody she needed to be protected from because he'd be over here embarrassing her left and right. So we'll see, where we start. Right, we're starting right now with him sitting on the couch next to her, pretending to be, her loyal and devoted. Also, power couple number 2. I guess, I don't know. They've never been a power couple, so we don't know what we would call Maurice and Kimmy. A mess, foolish. They're over at their house having this pretend conversation with Monster about, the things that he's going to need to be worried about and looking out for when he goes to school. Goes to college. Monster, as usual, feels like, or I don't know what he feels like, but he acts like he'd rather be anywhere on the planet besides here. But here we are, using Monster as we often do. We're going to have this parental conversation with him about when you go to school, you're going to be approached by this thing and that thing. And, people are going to ask you a drink. And you don't want to end up like your father on the internet with a mugshot saying he was a DUI. So that's what this conversation is really about. Maurice and Kimmy have come over here not to have a real conversation with Monster, but to really clear up all the allegations and, miscommunications about what had happened or did not happen when Maurice was down to the, jailhouse under arrest. Hey, Shayna. I hate that they call him Monster too. He actually is like the opposite of a monster. It feels like he doesn't really exhibit monster-like behaviors. I know some people's kids who could be considered a monster, and I don't think he's that. I think the monster is Maurice, and Kimmy wants to, like, I don't know, her man, her man, her man. We know how this goes. We know how this goes. Anyway, the conversation quickly eased away from Monster. They asked him, "What did you hear about the DUI that your father got?" And Monster pretty much DGAF. He does not. He does not care. He doesn't really talk about it. He said he didn't look into it. The kids was over there at the school making jokes about it. And then Maurice wants to know if they were still joking after it got cleared up. And he's like, I mean, no. At that point, it's over. And then Kimmy wants to stand here and like use the same exact words that Maurice was using. What does she say? They don't like the people who, what's the word she used? Character. Was over here disparaging somebody's character. You think Kimmy is just happy to be married? I guess. I don't know what Kimmy's story is, honestly. Like, you know, me, like most people, really liked her in the beginning because she came off as this, you know, Kimmy is very smart. That's what's so disheartening, because Kimmy is smart, but she's over here purposely acting dumb. And we're like, girl, why? For Maurice? And then the way she asks him questions, and he, you know, does that lawyer thing where he wants to ponder on what it is she said instead of just telling the truth. Because it's really easy. Like, if you go tell the truth, it's so easy to just say it. When you got to try to think about how you want to put things so you don't appear to be lying when you're actually lying, that's, you know, what Maurice does. Anyway, she said the people are over here disparaging his character. I guess when she say they, we know who she means, but we got to go through this whole season not saying her name, because that would be ridiculous. And there's an army of people waiting and watching for you to say her name. And if you say her name and she's not there, I bet you they be coming for you. I'm kind of concerned for myself, but you know what? Relax. I'm just talking about the show and who may or may not be there. Anyway, Maurice thinks that we, us, the people, we should go follow up on what had happened when, you know, he got down to the jailhouse getting his picture taken for a DUI. What are we following up on? This is the thing that's so stupid about that. We're talking about people that are disparaging your character. Your character was besmirched when your picture ended up all over the internet. It is what it is. Whether or not, you know, whatever your situation is and whatever the actual outcome was, congratulations. Hey, Kiwan, are you watching? Are you reviewing? I'll be looking forward to seeing what you ladies are saying. If y'all, you know, let me know what you're doing, because I'll send the people over there. There's 7 of y'all here. For me, that's a decent number, because I'm new to this live thing. So while you're here, go ahead, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that too. We'll be here every Sunday at 2:00 to talk about Huntsville. Kiwan, check out your girl. She'll be over here reviewing. I love her take on things. She's like, you know, kitchen table talk over there with Kiwan. She's over there saying the things, you know, that we all be saying. Just saying. Shayna too. Shayna, please don't go. Don't go, Shayna. Don't go away. We want you here. Anyway, what are we talking about? Maurice and Kimmy. Kimmy has this restaurant that this is her new passion project. Is it just me, or are they all over here like talking about things that never was talked about before? Like, we go, okay, now she's a restaurateur. She was a nurse. Then she was, you know, the lady that brings the dishes around, healthy foods. I don't know what I don't know what Kimmy was doing. Don't go, Shayna. We love you. Please don't go. You'll be reviewing this episode. You can't just do one episode. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put your foot in. Put both feet in. Come on, jump in there, Shayna. We right there with you. Kimmy is over here with this new restaurant, child. And she contracted Marcel, I'm guessing, to get things done. But she said he makes very pretty buildings, but they, somehow take a long time or maybe never ever manage to get open. Hey, Elsid. Elsid doesn't watch, but she's just here to support. And that's my girl. That's my YouTube cousin. We have so many things on the list. Elsid has a long list of things that you want to watch. Not tomorrow, Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Me and Elsid and actually Aubrey will be talking about these kings on the court. That's what we do over there. Anyway, right now we're here with Love and Marriage Huntsville. And yeah, so Kimmy contracted Marcel to do her restaurant. They may be there for a while. It may take some time for him to get it done. Again, this is her opportunity to go ahead and clear up all the things that were said last season. At some point, Chris and I get to say her name because I could do whatever I want to do over here. So Chris and Melody had to sit down. And Chris implied that Marcel and Maurice were over there at the credit one, having these ladies bending over chairs and signing NDAs so that they wouldn't get, trouble with their wives. So Kimmy wants to clear that up. She tells Maurice, the people were out there saying that you had these ladies, side chicks and things. They love to say that word side chick. And for me, I'm like, a side chick, if there is, I guess if you got two, both of y'all is on the side. I'm just saying, if you got 2, 3, however many chicks you got, you either got one chick or you got chicks all around the sides. That's my take on it. Don't get mad at me. It is what it is. Because if y'all are sharing, you're sharing. One of y'all is sharing with benefits and things from the insurance that the job is supplying, which, is, beneficial, I suppose. Some of y'all is over here getting rents paid in BMWs. It depends on what you value. I'm not about to be on the side of nothing. I don't care, contract or no contract. Anyway. Where was I? Marcel and Kimmy. Maurice and Kimmy trying to clear up all the things that were said. I don't know if they were signing NDAs. Probably the way Maurice answered the question, Marcel will answer a question with a question. Maurice will ponder and rearrange words so that it doesn't sound like a lie. So what Maurice said was he did not have anyone signing any NDAs. That's not what he did. And Kimmy's like not upset, because she doesn't get upset because this man is allowed to do whatever he wants to do. But Kimmy wants him to not say it that way. Maurice, stop rearranging the words. Don't say you didn't have anyone signing NDAs. Say you don't have a side chick. I guess, child, that doesn't make us feel any better because we don't really care like that. Like you've chose this big water-headed, melon-headed man. Keep him. It was so important to you. You had to run down to Instagram and then make appointments down to the barbershop, Kimmy. So you would know about being on the side. Did you sign any paperwork over there while you were chasing Maurice, somebody else's husband, at the barbershop? Kimmy, who gets very upset at the thought of somebody calling her a side chick when you said out of your mouth you was running around there chasing that married man. Now you over here trying to pull up at the office because this is where he might have gone to sleep that night. He ended up in the pen for driving under the influence. I'm just saying. Y'all, I guess, do y'all feel vindicated? Does it feel cleared up? Does everybody feel like they cleared it up? So we understand that Maurice was not convicted of anything. He does have a mugshot. And down at the credit one or anywhere that he may or may not have been bending some woman over a chair, she definitely didn't sign any NDA. So that's all cleared up. I hope Kimmy feels better about all of that. Destiny and Martell. Martell and Destiny meet up at some random office to blow smoke up each other's ass because that's what's happening here. Now, this is going to have me upset. I mean, I don't know how upset, but irritated. This will have me irritated because If y'all are gonna let Destiny and what's this man Martell come over here and make up stories about what they actually do and who they actually are, that's gonna be irritating for all of us. Kimmy, the former mistress turned wife, has always been a pick me. She needs to stop trying to convince us. We are not convinced, Kimmy. You can have that man. We do not care. El Cid, did we talk about the photo, the color palette of their outfits? Well, not all the outfits, but we can talk about this one. So there's that. What are we doing here? Destiny always be thinking she ate when she did not. She did not. She looked like she ate somebody's cheetah. That's what she ate. She looked like she was down there to Shamia's storage unit picking up her throwaways, because this tacky mess here, I don't even know what. She looked like the kind of cat that be in the alley around behind the dumpster. Jeez, oh Pete, take that off. Put it somewhere. She showed up, girl. You know, Destiny walked in that room. I could visualize it. She thought she was doing a damn thing. Ugh. Who else? Who? I mean, oh, Miss Wanda's back looking like a little meatball. I'm not going to say nothing bad about her outfit. Miss Wanda is serving Miss Wanda. That's what she do. Destiny's on a budget. Give her grace. Shayna, no grace will be Lance. How Lance had a side baby. Martell says he's glad. I'm glad I've been absent from social media. And she's like, you actually weren't absent from social media because you were over there making videos with your new love of your life and fiance not. Y'all were making videos about, and we are back. Y'all making videos about side chicks and who, what Maurice and Marcel were doing. So yeah, you haven't actually been over there. I mean, I guess if y'all haven't seen the video, you could check it out. It's not that interesting. It's just basically Ariane and Martell over there doing what the same thing he does over here, makes up stories and sees what sticks. Destiny is over here trying to be the voice of reason. This isn't what you want to do. Maybe you should be careful and what you say to people and let the vengeance be, she's quoting Bible scriptures and things. And Martell is pretty much like, yeah. Can't stop, won't stop. We won't be doing any of that. So yeah. Once Martell has it in his head that you've done something to him, he's not going to stop coming for you until he's, done all the damage I think he thinks he can do. So it's real cute. Destiny over there trying to pretend like she has some type of control over how Martell handles things, but she does not. Ken and Marquez. I'm going to go ahead and let you know that Marquez is probably my favorite. He's the reason probably why I came back over here, because he entertains me so much. Ken and Marquez meet up. They have a good little talk. They want to figure out how to get along. I don't see a problem with this. I feel like Marquez doesn't really care what you and Trisha are doing over there. He wants to be on this show. Y'all not going to be on this show without him. And he went so far as to move back to Huntsville while they're filming. And y'all better be happy that he came, because Ken and Trisha by themselves, not so much. Ken and Trisha with Marquez added to the mix. Now we talking about something. That man is funny. So, honestly, like in real life, if you have the person that you're with and the father of your children making an attempt to get along, that's what it should be. Trisha don't like it. She's very bothered by it. She would prefer Marquez stay absent, which doesn't make sense to me. Just so she can say you're absent, like you literally don't want him there, but then you talk about how he ain't around. So that's the woman that they over here dealing with. They might need each other to translate the foolishness that comes out of her mouth. But anyway, they have a good talk. So there's that. And then Chris and Nell have Martell over. They talk a little bit about their family stuff. I guess young Chris had a baby. That's the one that, we really want to see. They keep selling us Lance, but, their kids are over there making them grandparents, and they got a big old house, and I feel like that's a lovely place for them to be in. Nell might be a little bit bored being in other people's business, but if she's got them grandkids running around over there, then, let that be what it is. They invited Martell over. He came over there because he wants an apology from Nell, because they were in Atlanta at some type of derby event, and there's a photo that came out with her shaking Ariane's hand, which there was absolutely nothing wrong with the photo. But I feel like Nell is feeling like Melody Cherie was going to feel some type of way about that photo, which she probably did. So she decided she wanted to cover that up, address that, go online. She went online. She said without her hair, with her natural hair and her freckles, which now you should really rock your natural hair and your freckles more often. So cute. But anyway, she was over there talking about how Martell set her up. And, as much as this is the type of thing that Martell does and probably did, I don't see where it's really that big of a deal. It doesn't matter. Martell, she had a picture with Ariane. Like it was a handshake. I don't think it was that big a deal. And at this point, you and Melody probably ain't really cool like that anyway. You like her aunt. And she's not you're not her mentor. She told us that. You like her older friend. And I mean, that's kind of what you are. So anyway, this is his new love. So might as well, Chris said he talks to Martell every night. So if Chris still talks to Martell every night, and let me tell you, I don't talk to nobody every night that's not living in my house. I don't talk to, I talk to my friends on occasion. Hopefully, with the busy life, you just really don't have. What in the hell are y'all talking on the phone about so every single night? What'd you say? Was Nell supposed to be rude? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it was that big of a deal. If she was rude, that would be whack. Where Ariane didn't do anything to her. All she did was shake her hand. But I feel like she's the only one that made a big deal out of it. So at the end of the day, I guess you do owe Martell an apology because he said he didn't do all that. And I think, honestly, he probably didn't. I don't know. It's Martell, if his eyes is open, he's probably up to something. So, but that right there, like I said, whether he was or whether he wasn't, it don't matter. It was just a handshake. Then they bring up the interview that Tisha did with Carlos King. And she went over to Carlos King and she said a lot of things about Martell. She said he used to like boys in college. I mean, they didn't really address the things that she said, but she let him have it over there. And Martell's response was, she dumb and smart at the same time. And I was like, the nerve, pot, talking to the kettle. Because you dumb and dumb at the same damn time. Just dumb. You dumbity dumb, dumb, dumb. Martell always comes back and repeats things that he heard somebody else say. I know I heard somebody else say that about Tisha being dumb and smart at the same time. But, here he is acting like he came up with it as if he had a single thought that made any sense. I don't think, you might say she's dumb and smart at the same time. In that moment, she was being like, neither one of those things. She was coming for you because you came for her and she had every right to. Miss Nell says she understands where Martell is coming from. Do you understand where Martell is coming? Why? How do you understand where Martell is coming from after you witnessed what he did to Tisha over at Destiny's athletic field day event? So, Chris says that the Scotts lack transparency. So clearly, while Martell and Chris are on the phone every day, every single day, every day, y'all talk to your friends every day. These two are on the phone every day discussing how they're going to manage this situation when we come back. And Martell needs to tell Chris that if you don't come back over here this season and be on my side, me and Ariane will make another live video about all the foolishness that you be getting into behind Nell's back. And Chris does not want any of that smoke. So he's going to go over here and stand behind his man, Martell, because it's in his best interest. Ken and what's her name? Trish, they have a little moment in the car, but that wasn't really about anything. But what did happen was Trish invited her friend, her little messy friend, that outspoken friend. She invited her over, this lady that we don't know. But she knows this lady is spicy. So she comes over, and then Marquez came over there. He said to drop his daughter off, but then the kids went somewhere together. So I don't know if he dropped the daughter off and then was going to hang out with the son. I don't know. What I do know is he walked to her house unannounced. What'd you say, Kiwan? They need to spray their own tea. Oh, they're never going to do that. They're never going to do that. And they know Martell will tell it. Like, I feel like they feel like because he's a liar that nobody will believe them. But we believe both things. We believe he's a liar, and we believe that they did everything he said they did. Anyway, Marquez, the nerve of you walking in this lady's house like you live there. He is so inappropriate. He supposedly dropped the daughter off. I didn't see the daughter. Maybe she like, ran through one right quick. But he came in that lady's house, and her and her friend were sitting there talking smack about him. And her friend met him with such weird energy. Like she confronted him like she knew him. And he's like, lady, have we met before? You talking to me crazy? Like, as crazy as he is, I don't feel like he was crazy in that moment. He walked in the house. Now, if Trish has said something, I would definitely understand why, because he shouldn't be walking in her house. Bro, drop the girl off and stay your ass in the car. Let the son, her poor son doesn't want any parts of it. He's so embarrassed by the both of them, I think. That friend was definitely a mess. This lady was going back and forth with him, like I said, like she knew him. And I'm like, lady, we don't know you. You're not a part of this cast. Your job was to sit there and chit chat with Trish until she had this scene with Marquez. And then she decided, like, they're calling him out because apparently he's moved to Atlanta. He hasn't seen the kids yet. And he ain't seen them kids yet because it's not time to film. Let's not pretend like we don't know why Marquez came over there. He wants to be on this show, and he is. And you want him to not be around so you could bash him for not being around. So both of y'all are on bullshit. And I don't know why Trisha even has this type of engagement with him, because she really could have looked at him like, I know you didn't just walk to my house, and then let him carry on with whatever. If her friend would have kept her mouth shut, that exchange would have been no argument. Now y'all are having a whole argument in front of your kid, and he doesn't like it. He's trying to get this Marquez, like, let's go. But they don't want to do that. They want to engage and argue in front of this boy. So, that was the first episode. Usually the first episode, they get us acquainted a little bit. We know these people. We're going to see how this dynamic is going to work moving forward since Melanie is not here. So it looks like the Fletchers and Martell and Destiny will be one team. And then the other ladies, I feel like, are not going to be feeling Miss Nell. So she'll be out in the friend group because Destiny's in. It's a little bit of a mix-up. Chris Fletcher, he ain't going to be friends with the Scotts because he's got to have his loyalty with Martell. And I guess Marquez and Ken will force some type of a relationship that will have Trisha pissed off, because that's what she does. She gets pissed off. Anyway, y'all, that was a short one. Thank you guys for coming. We'll be here every Sunday, like I said. So let's come over here, meet next Sunday to talk about next episode. And yeah, like the video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock with my girl T. We're going to be talking about this Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. And yeah, I'll see y'all, when I see you. Bye, y'all.